Hey guys, Michelle Kinney here. On top of the world, New York City. I'm here talking about options. And lots of times I talk about two strategies. Selling a put, selling a covered call, that is it. I go through a lot of puts, but I'm gonna show you a really great idea for selling a covered call. Now, sometimes you sell a put and you wait, and then if you have to buy the shares, then you sell a covered call against those shares, but you don't have to do it like that. In fact, oftentimes when I really like a ticker, first of all, I only trade like 3 tickers at a time because I want to keep cash to target each one of those tickers. I don't want to be spreading my money like in this ticker, that ticker, that ticker. No, I'm going to show you a great idea in this video. I'm going to show you buying 100 shares, selling a covered call, and selling a put at the same time. And I'm going to walk through it with my screen. Now, before we jump right in, do me a favor, 2 things. Hit the subscribe button. I am literally putting up a video each and every single day. I think for 1,000 days. I think today is like day 121. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm going to go to 1,000 days? I think I'm probably going to go to 2,000 days. I'm getting used to this this flow. Next week, I'm going to start a live stream where I trade live, because a lot of people ask me, okay, well, that's cool. You show me when you put the trade on, but like, how do I manage it when it goes? I'm going to show you live. So that's going to start next week. I'm putting together those details. Also, in a couple of weeks, I have this free event. I only have 3 seats left. I cap it at 100 people. Listen, I don't want a lot of people. I have Q&A, so if I have too many people on the session, the Q&A can go too long. So there's 3 seats left. So I'm gonna put the link in the comment section below. Hop in before they're gone. And I'm gonna walk through this particular trade. I'm gonna go through AMD with you. AMD is a powerhouse chip maker. AMD, NVIDIA, they're both really great, but I'm gonna go through a really great strategy for AMD. Stay until the end because I'm gonna show you both buying shares, selling a covered call, and selling a put. And I'm gonna go through a couple of other things that you wanna learn trading options. Anyway, let's jump right in. Here's my thinkorswim platform, and we're looking at AMD here, and we're always gonna start off with a 1-year chart, right? So we see AMD went down for a good bit of time, and then it went up for a good bit of time. Then it went kind of sideways, and then it gapped up. So listen, guys, if you don't know what a gap is when the trading either starts much higher than where it previously closed the prior day, or it can also gap down where it starts much lower than where it closed the previous day. So here's how that happens. You know, when the US closes at 4 o'clock Eastern time, other countries are trading. So typically, if there was significant action overnight, that is what creates that significant gap, either up or down. In this case of AMD, up. Here's what we want to be aware of regarding gaps. 2 things, actually. So when it gaps up, look at it, it like had a lot of momentum and it just kept going up. So highs go higher, lows go lower. You want to keep that in mind. However, at the same time, gaps will typically always fill. So that means at some point, likely in the near future, the price of AMD will probably come down to fill this gap. Do you see what I mean by that? And the way it works typically is if it starts to break through that support level of, this low is $203. Once it starts to break below that support level of $203, it will likely keep going until it hits around the resistance level from the prior period before it gapped up, so $171. Does that make sense? But here's what you can do as a trading idea. Like, here's how I trade. I just choose the same tickers over and over again. So here's the thing. If you like AMD, just keep trading AMDs. It doesn't matter what the price is. It's high, it's low. It doesn't matter as long as you have enough money. So right now, AMD is $255 per share, right? So if you were to buy, let's say 100 shares, that's $25,000. Now, how much money do you need to have in your account to make this particular trade? Well, it depends. You know, you wanna be able to have extra money in case the price goes down. You want to sell another put or buy more shares or that sort of thing. If you're not using margin, you probably need an account size of at least 100K or something like that. Because if you're to buy 100 shares and you're committing $25,000, that's 25% of your account right there. So there's no like hard and fast rule, but those are kind of like approximations that you want to look at it as. Okay, so I told you I was going to show you an idea. Let's say you have, this is a great trading idea. Let's say you have a $100,000 account and you don't have anything in there and you want to kind of start trading, this might be a good idea. Now, that said, I'm not giving you specific investment advice. Listen, there's always going to be risk in the market. Your money is your money. You have to make the decisions. I'm just giving you different ideas on what to trade. Am I trading AMD? No, I'm not trading AMD right now. I'm trading Tesla. I'm trading MicroStrategy. I have a bunch of Coinbase. I also have some Ether. But I do like AMD. But regardless, it doesn't matter if I like it or don't like it. I'm just showing you different ideas that you can look at, right? And I'm teaching you different strategies. Only 2 strategies that you need to know. Sell a put, sell a covered call. That's it. So let's say you bought 100 shares at 256.33. That's where it's trading right now. Today is Wednesday. The market's closed. I'm making this video. I'm recording this video after the market closed. But that's where it's trading at the moment, 256. So let's say Thursday when the market opens, you can do this. You can buy 100 shares and then you can sell a covered call that expires on Friday. So tomorrow's Thursday. You can sell a call that expires Friday. It's only going to be 2 days, Thursday, Friday. And as far as a strike price goes, I always suggest using at the money, right at or right over what you bought the shares for. So in other words, if I buy the shares for 256.33, I'm going to sell a 257.50 call. And the reason for that is because I want the most amount of premium. So if I sell a 257.50 call, we'll see the strikes are down the middle here and our calls are on the left-hand side. And we'll see right here that last traded at $5. So $500 would get dropped into your brokerage account right then and there. You're committing to sell your shares at 257.50 if it stays higher than that price before the contract expires. Well, that's cool because you're paying $256 for the shares. You're going to sell them at $257. The $500 you keep no matter what happens. Now, if you look at strike prices that are a little bit higher, 260, 260, 250, you don't get paid as much money. And listen, do I want to just hold the shares or do I want to make cash? I want to make as much cash as possible on an ongoing basis. So in this case, I would sell a 257.50 call. And you're making $500 for a trade that's going to last for 2 days. How much is your rate of return? Well, let's take a look. Well, we're making $500 and we're putting up 25,633 because we would be buying 100 shares at 256.33. Yeah? So we're making almost 2% on our money for 2 days of a trade. That's 1% per day. Oh my gosh. Like if you did a trade like this every single week, how much money would you make? Times 52. You're going to be making over 100% on your money. Now, you can also couple that with selling a put. And let me walk through exactly why you might want to do that. Now, this trade would be advantageous to somebody who likes AMD. So they like AMD, they're very bullish on AMD, and they want to kind of go with the momentum and have 100 shares. And at the same time, you can also sell a put. So I would look to sell a put, let's say at, I don't know, 245, let's say. Meaning that if AMD drops below 245 before Friday, you're going to pick up another 100 shares. So you bought 100 shares at 256, then you buy another 100 shares at 245. What's the rate of return on this particular trade? Well, let's take a look. First of all, we see the delta is only 19. So it's not very likely that it's going to drop below 245. But if it does, you have to be prepared to buy those shares. It last traded at $146, right? So we're making $146 and we're committing $24,500 because it's a 245 put. We're making 0.5% on our money, but again, for only 2 days. So we're making about 0.2%. So not very much because the likelihood of it dropping that much is much lower. Now, also, you can use margin. So you don't have to put up all the money. You can use margin. How do we check to see what the margin requirement is? We're going to click on the bid. We're going to right click on the order entry and we're going to analyze the trade, right? It pulls up an analyze box that tells us if we sell 245 put, our margin requirement is $4,177. So we don't necessarily need $25,000 to make the trade. We can actually make the trade with less than $5,000. Now, here's the thing, guys. You guys might be asking, well, what should I do? What expiration time frame should I look at? What strike price should I look at? You're going to want to find your groove as you go. Listen, with trading, there's not like really any particular right way or wrong way to do something. There's like what's comfortable to you. I will say one thing though, when I say that there's no right or wrong way to do it, rolling your contracts is absolutely not the right way to go. I know I have a lot of videos on that, and also I get a lot of pushback from people. Let me give you an example on rolling as we're talking about this contract. So let's say I sell the 245 put and I take in $146, and let's say on Friday AMD is trading around 240. Some people, what they'll do is they'll buy their contract back at more than what they originally got in premium, and then they'll sell another one for next week. Don't do that. I think that's probably one of the dumbest things to do when you're trading. I was trying to think of another word other than dumbest. I'm just trying to be honest and transparent with you guys. Don't do that. I mean, I don't know. You could do that if you want. Hey, it's your money. You could do whatever it is that you want to do. But I think it's a stupid idea. I think when you sell a put, what you're doing is you're committing, okay, I'm going to buy these shares if it goes down. Now, I do buy my contracts back sometimes, but I generally buy them back when I make money. So in other words, let me give you another example. And this is going to be easier to see when I launch the live trading on live stream here on YouTube. It's going to be easier to see because then you're going to be able to see contracts as they're on. I'm really, really excited about that. But ahead of time, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I sell this 245 put, and then the price of AMD trades around 250 or somewhere in that neighborhood over the next couple days. And I originally sold this contract, let's say, for $146. Well, let's say as time goes on, before Friday, before the contract expires, this particular contract is trading around $20 or $30 or something like that. I do often buy my contract back, lock in my gain, take the risk off the table, and then maybe sell another put with a different strike price for next week. I guess that's technically rolling because you're closing a contract and you're opening a new one. But when people refer to rolling, typically they're referring to buying back their put at a loss and then selling another put further out, or buying back their call at a loss and then selling another call further out if the stock runs up. So that's what most people refer to as rolling, and that is something I never do because I think it is literally one of the dumbest things to do in trading. Lots of people talk about it, lots of people do it. Hey, if that works for you, cool, but I think it's a stupid idea. I'm just saying. All right, let me know in the comments if you disagree. Anyway, how was that content, huh? I really hope you liked the video. Smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I'm putting up a video every single day. Join me live on our next live event. Join my inner circle. I tell those people in that group all about the new stuff that's coming. Let me know in the comments, what kind of stock do you like to trade? Get ready for the live trading, totally free, here on YouTube starting next week. Anyway, cheers for now.